Eight Limbs Us is sponsored by Muay Nation and Onyx MMA in Singapore. And I filmed this isolated kick drills video in order to show people kind of a medley of some kicking drills I've been doing. This is actually the first day that I was doing these. And here is a hop-in guarded. So you have your knee up to block kicks, and then you have the Dracula guard that I learned from Pidang up in Chiang Mai. And you can see I'm in a completely empty gym. I think that Pinu had brought some boy to Bangkok to fight, so I was just completely alone, had no pad holder. So I'm just training myself. So being able to do these drills is training myself. So that's one of the reasons I filmed it, so that people could train themselves as well. And I'm just moving around the bag. This is using the block to come in, and then once my hand hits, I know I'm close enough to kick. So I'm kind of training the reaction time of coming in guarded and then kicking. And mostly what I'm working on is balance and kicking from uncomfortable angles, because I do not kick. And I think part of that is that I'm just not comfortable. This I stole from Yodwicha. So I saw him training at Kem Sitsong Pinong, who has his own gym called Kem Muay Thai in Khao Yai up by Karat. I saw him with 2 pad holders doing this drill. So you have to punch on one side and kick on the other, and it forces you to kick even when you're not in perfect position. And I don't have 2 pad holders, but these bags line up well, so I was able to steal that and move here. And then this kick drill I used to do with Master K a million years ago in his basement, and it actually looks pretty balanced there looking at it, but it's really uncomfortable. You have to bring your foot down and land off of the kick in a way that you're ready to throw the next one, so it's actually really difficult. But a lot of these drills, I'm just showing examples of them. I do them for much longer in real time, but this is just showing what I do. I've taken these from different trainers that I've had over the years, or trainers who I've gone and seen making the private session videos for Muay Nation. So this one I learned from both Berklerk and from Andy Thompson, who is from Lana Muay Thai up in Chiang Mai, but he also has the Hill Camp. And he did this drill with me with pads, as did Berklerk, but again, I don't have a pad holder, so I'm just using it in shadow. And you can see I'm not turning over on my kicks, I'm not throwing full power or anything like that. I'm actually just trying to work on balance. So the kick is a little flicky, and I'm just moving backwards and kicking basically in a defensive, being able to move backwards and kick at the same time. So that was just a side view, and then I go over and show it from the front. And again, this is the first day that I was doing this particular drill, and I'm just kind of improvising, but doing repetition. So something I do forward and backwards, I'm just working on the repetition of it. And in watching this video after I made it, I was super unhappy with how off balance I looked and how weird and flicky my kicks were. But having seen it, having recorded it and seen it, allowed me to know that my feet are landing too close together and that I'm kind of like over-rotating coming off of my kicks, which tells me a lot about why I feel off balance when I'm kicking. So I knew what to work on by having looked at it. And then I spent a couple of weeks doing this every day to see if I could improve and see what this kind of repetition could do. So here, again, I'm doing what I did on the bag, where I'm coming forward with my guard, and then once my hand would touch, I would know to kick as kind of a trigger to feeling that I'm close enough. Here is blocking and going backwards. Working on block and kick as kind of as a trigger, I've noticed for myself is actually very useful. I've noticed this coming into my pad work for sure, that I respond with a kick when I'm working with my pad holders. Not as much in sparring and fights yet, but I think that by working on this, because I'm working on balance, even if I don't have kicks coming into my fights and sparring right away, balance is everything. Balance is the fabric that connects everything you do. So these are kick drills, but really what I'm working on is balance. And so I worked on it for 2 weeks, had a couple of fights, and then I came back and filmed it again to see what the changes were in having done these drills. Pinu is there now, so this is actually after having done all of my training in the morning. And I'm happy that my feet are landing kind of wider, so I'm able to be more on balance while I'm kicking. So I learned that because I had filmed this and watched it, but also because of the repetition of doing this almost every day for 2 weeks. So I've become more comfortable. And really the point of the drill is to be in uncomfortable positions until you become more comfortable with them. So here, again, is that moving backwards and kicking that I got from Berklerk and Andy. And I'm actually springing off of the step back a little bit faster than I was the first time I did it, which makes me happy because that's part of the balance as well. It means I'm not leaning as much in doing that. And then going back on the bag. So when I did some of these drills in the first video, it was really the first time I was doing some of them. This I do a lot ever since I started working on the Dracula guard. I do this one a lot. But I noticed on my last video that I was not actually stepping in as much as I needed to, I think because the bag is swinging. So I feel like that kick is a little bit faster than it was 2 weeks ago. And I feel pretty comfortable moving forward from that position and kicking by gauging my distance as I'm going. So the other ones in the other room are something you can do just in shadow, so you don't need any equipment at all. You can do that anywhere. And then these, if you just have a bag and you're doing bag work or you don't have a trainer around, these are things that you can work on yourself. That's Alex, and I noticed he had a tattoo on his shoulder, so I had to go over and look at it. It's just pen, but that's the difference between the empty gym and the first one and not an empty gym this time. So here, trying to be more symmetrical, I hop in with my left foot up, but here I'm trying to be more symmetrical and learn how to hop in with my right foot up. And then here is just trying to kick from different angles, constantly changing depth, so I'm stepping in on some, and I'm already in range for others, and just kind of move around the bag and kick when it's not comfortable yet. And I think that looks more comfortable than the last one did. And then again, here's the Yodwisha one, and this one looks way more comfortable. I'm able to do this just because these bags happen to be in proximity to each other. If you don't have this, you can maybe shadow on one side and turn around to kick the bag. Because to me, the point is not being on balance for the punches, it's being on balance for the kick. And then the way my arm is coming straight out was something that Ajahn Surat at Dejrat was really big into. So I've adopted it more in all of my kicks, and I think it helps keep me on balance. So that's the 2 weeks apart kicking drills.